Welcome back, artists. You are here for part 2 of the Burton Morris paper collage project. Last time we made an interesting border effect to create our background. While you were gone, I made sure to glue this down securely. And it's okay if these are a little flippy floppy because we're going to be adding shapes on top of them today that will help stick them down. You are going to be using the other colors of paper for this next part of your project. All the different colors. You can set your white one aside for now because you'll need that last. But your colorful papers are on the menu. So, knowing which holiday we have coming up presently, Valentine's Day, I thought this would be a good opportunity to make a copy or an emulation of Burton Morris's artwork that is all about hearts. I know it's probably been a long time since you made a heart for anyone, but I'm going to show you the best way I know how to do it. But before that, I want to review how to make a square, because you might find yourself wanting to make smaller and smaller shapes that still have symmetry. I'm going to take the bottom corner of my paper and pull it up to the top. Making sure that the corner is flat against this edge, I can then push and pull down to smooth out that fold. And again, we've got this funny triangle, right? So, one more time. Corner at the bottom, up to the top, line it up with this edge, push down to seal the fold. Then we cut off the extra. Keep that scrap, you'll probably use it. And when we open it up, we get a nice symmetrical square. Now, if I'm going to make a heart, and I want it to be symmetrical, even, nice looking, one way to do it is to fold my paper yet again. So I'll get 2 narrow rectangles in my square. Using the fold as a guideline, I know that if I make something with symmetry, I need to cut on the fold. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to take my pencil. You do have a pencil, right? Okay, good. I am going to draw half of a heart. So I'm going to start in the middle and then curve my way up, around, and down. So it kind of looks like a bean or something right now, but very soon you will see what I see. I'm going to cut. Make sure that you're cutting on the fold, not the opening, because anything that's connected to the fold is magically copied. So I've got my funny little bean shape here. When I open it up, I have a gorgeous purple heart. I can do that with any size paper and as many times as I want. But this is my focal point for emphasis. Notice how the lines go in towards the heart. It draws your eyes into the picture to look for more detail and information. Before I go any further, I want to make sure that I glue this down. And notice how much glue I use. 1 line, 2 line, 3 to make a triangle. Flip it and stick it. And push down a little bit just to get that glue nice and stuck down onto the paper. So now I have this big heart in the middle with all of these lines of emphasis going towards it. That means that we look at that heart first. But I want to break up my lines a little bit and add a little more interest. So I am going to use another piece of paper. And I think this one I'm going to actually make small hearts from. So I'm going to just fold my paper so I have a small rectangle. I like to work with scraps if you haven't noticed. And I'm going to use this scrap to make another smaller heart. So I can fold it 1 time. And then I'm going to make sure I draw on the fold and cut on the fold. So half a heart down in the middle, up, curve out, down, and around. And cut on the fold to make a copy of the other side. open. Nice. I can put that one there. For this project, with the amount of scraps that you're going to create, I would recommend gluing down each time you make a shape, just so you don't have so much stuff laying around and making a mess in your workspace. I think I'm going to make one more heart.
Miss, Isaacson to the office for 1 minute, please.
And I'm going to fold this paper over, draw down, up, curve it around, and cut on the fold.
Good morning, staff. There are some leftover breakfast items down in the kitchen area, so if anyone wants a breakfast snack, please stop in down by the... Thank you.
Look at that. Breakfast items for staff. I love that background noise, let me tell you. So, gluing down. Now, one thing that I noticed after I picked this color is that it's very, very similar to the color of my background, which means it's a little bit harder to see. However, we are going to add a darker outline to the end of this project that will make it stand out a little bit more on our background. All right. The moment you have been waiting for, the white paper. You're probably wondering, Miss Canick, why do we need this white paper after all the hearts that we made? Isn't it done? No, children, it is not. We want to make these hearts look shiny and golden and beautiful, and we are going to make a highlight area using white paper to make them look like they have a sheen or a shine to them, kind of like the metal on my rings have a very bright white area. If you kept your scraps from making your hearts, you have a perfect template for the next step. Because what Burton Morris likes to do is make a shiny area or a highlight area on his objects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the heart as a template to make a shine area. And then I can cut this out. You don't have to do it this way. You can freehand it. You can make something that looks like teardrops. And what they'll do is they'll create that look of the shine on the heart. And then you can place it where it needs to go. And if you don't like it there, put it somewhere else. Oh, very nice. I'm going to make another one for the big one. Now, I don't need a very big highlight for the big heart. That just kind of gets distracting. And if you've looked at Burton Morris's artwork, you'll also notice that what he likes to do is create movement lines. Now, I don't know about you, but that kind of looks like a Nike symbol to me. But we're going to go with that. So we're going to cut this out. Yeah, more cutting to do. Cut, cut, cut. Nice and curvy. Awesome. Love that. So now our hearts have a little bit of a shiny look to them. The last thing we can do with our white paper is we can make movement lines. So very quickly I'm going to make a little shiny for this heart, just so it doesn't feel left out. Perfect. Good. And then I'm going to make some movement lines. And I can do that very, very easily by using one of my paper scraps and cutting rectangles. So if you've ever watched cartoons or read a comic book, what you'll see is there are these lines that artists put around the shapes that they're drawing that have movement in them. We can make these curvy or straight. We can have a lot or a little. Now, if there's a lot, that means there's a lot of movement, right? So if you're making a lot of them, try to make them so they fit around the shape. It makes a little bit more sense. A little bit goes a long way, and now my hearts look like they're dancing in place. Before I go, I need to glue, glue, glue everything down. Little pieces, it's better to glue onto the bigger piece than to try and stick the little piece onto the end of the glue. Trust me, you don't want to walk away from your project still sticky. So flip and stick. Make glue on the background instead of on the shape. Just a lot easier to handle everything when your hand isn't a total sticky mess. There we go. And one more here. Two more actually. Awesome. The more lines you have, the more movement you have. The very final step is to use a black marker or a Sharpie to outline around the hearts. Especially if you have hearts that are the same or a similar color to your background, we want to make a clear separation between that shape and the background color. So I'm just going around my hearts to make a nice black, crisp outline. And I like this effect. It makes it look almost like a comic book, or more like Morris's work, which is really our goal. To learn about a new artist and to emulate or copy his style. I'm going around the heart, going around all the way. Making sure to stop if I hit another shape. And it's okay if I go off the edge a little bit. That might make my heart look like it's moving a little more, right? It's okay to make that boo-boo. And I'm going really fast, but you should take your time and go slow to do a really, really good job that you're proud of. And that is that. A little bit longer video because we had a few more steps to do than in our last one, but I think the results are fabulous. You can do as many movement lines and as many shine pieces as you want. Make it yours and make it amazing. I hope you have a wonderful day, and you can't spell heart without art. See you later.